Hi there, it's Kevin with GatheringMagic.com here with match number 1 with our Dimir Rogues in Pauper. Yes, we'd like to play first. And can't keep a no-lander, so we have to mulligan this. And I don't think I'm going to keep the one-lander. We can draw into so many things here to get us out of this. So I'm going to scry the mana leak down to the bottom, and hopefully we do draw like a Ponder or a Preordain. But we have a Curfew to bounce back anything our opponent may play. But if we don't draw another land here, we're in bad shape. I hate to go down to 5, but maybe that's not big of a deal in this deck. So it's going to be against a black deck. Hopefully we draw another land. We do not. And we just have to pass the turn. So, looks like it's going to be mono black control, which is a tough lit matchup for the fairies. Unfortunately, we miss another land drop. And I think we're just going to be too far behind. I guess I should have mulled down to 5. It's rough, though, with having what you need. And that's a terrible card to actually bounce back. So, the Phyrexian Rager is going to get in there for a card. And very powerful card in Pauper. It draws them a card, and they just lose 1 life and get a 2/2 body. So hopefully we can draw a land here. There's finally a land. So we draw our second land, but again, it's a little bit probably too late against this mono black list, as they're just going to control the board and start putting some real threats like Gray Merchants. So I have to put a card back on top. It doesn't really matter what we put on top here. I'm actually going to put the Spellstutter Sprite, just in case he's got like a... I guess a Duress is fine. We'll put a Ninja back on top. But it resets me back a turn with the Chittering Rats, is the problem. So I can't get another land that I desperately need here. And we'll just pass a turn. He's up to the Gray Merchant. Curfew is pretty bad because bouncing back anything is against this deck is probably not ideal. And there's another Chittering Rats, which I'll put Ninja back up. And unfortunately, it does have to waste a Spellstutter Sprite, because I do need the Ninja to come out. But if he's got any sort of Doomblade or I guess Chainer's Edict won't quite work. So we'll go ahead and attack in. And we'll ninjutsu this guy in. And he does have the Disfigure, which, we're dead, but I'll keep playing this. As I'm now completely controlled out. He can just play like a Gray Merchant here, and I think that we're pretty much dead. So there's a Gray Merchant, and we'll go on to the sideboard. So what we need in the sideboard is, I think that the Duress is actually pretty decent. Chainer's Edict isn't so much. Dispel does counter an instant, which is like a Disfigure, which I think is alright. But I do like Soul Manipulation here. I do like the Duresses. I'm not quite sure about the Chainer's Edicts, because they have just so many ways to get card advantage through all their creatures that have entered the battlefield effects. Yeah, this is just... Duress is good, and Thieving Sprite's going to be really good in this match. So I'm gonna take out the Chainer's Edicts. I think we bring in Memory Lapse. We need to slow them down as quickly as possible. Morsel Theft's okay. I think Peppersmoke is bad here. So the Ponder, Preordain, the Curfews are also quite bad. I mean, we could bounce one of our own creatures and force them to bounce, but again, most of their stuff gets advantage. Besides the witches, And I have no way to really deal with the witches here, besides like a card like Chainer's Edict, which then they can eventually just put out a card they don't care about and protect their witch. So I think I just need to play as much tempo as possible. And I think the Memory Lapse is the way to go. We'll keep in one Curfew. Yeah, I don't need to go like a Chainer's Edict, I don't believe. I guess I could bring in like a Funeral Charm, but that's just discarding one card, which I don't know if it is worthwhile. I mean, Funeral Charm and Piracy Charm can just be making the opponent discard a card. But Mono Black does have some very good card advantage through either Sign in Blood or the Phyrexian Ragers. So I'm not quite certain that that's the way to go. Curfew could still get us some advantage if we make him bounce back a witch, and he's going to be bringing in the witches for sure. The witch is just tap for damage to any target, and then I get a dish of damage. Yeah, this is a much better hand. We get a first turn Ponder. And we'll just draw the... do I want to shuffle this? I think I actually do want it. No. I think the Latchkeys are good if we can actually get them to work. Yeah, I don't want two Latchkeys because it's all about getting this Spellstutter Sprite to hit. If it doesn't hit, I think we're okay with a Thieving Sprite. So he does have the Witch. This doesn't counter it, but we need to get in there for the damage. That is going to be a rough card for us to deal with. That was the one card I was really, really afraid of, because it just pings down everything. So we will go ahead and get in there for the Ninja. And we get a draw card, which is going to be another Latch. Oh, it's going to be a Curfew. That's correct. So I can actually bounce his Witch at the end of turn if I cared. I guess to protect one of my creatures when he does utilize it. But if he tries to disfigure my Ninja, we can Curfew here. Another Witch. That's no fun. So I'm not going to Curfew here. Hopefully we just continue to draw lands. We'll Thieving Sprite. Yeah, unfortunately I can't do anything here. So maybe we'll just actually wait. No, we have to Sprite. He'll kill it with the Witches. Double Witch is going to be impossible for me to attack through. He can actually just kill it. Yeah, that was a bad play. He can in response here just kill it with the... the Witches. And he's going to disfigure off. No, cycle away the Baron more. So Sign in Blood. Faerie Miscreant is also quite awkward. He double block, I believe, with the Ninja. And if he double blocks, so he can't, he's double blocking, won't even activate his guys. So I'm trying to think what the best. I think we just hold these fairies up. So I just have to end turn here. He'll smack the ninja. And now we'll curfew. So let's see here. All right, so that helps out a little bit. He's down to 13. We have 6 damage to the Morsel Thefts, but the Gray Merchants are what we really need to worry about. And he'll go a Rager, which I can't counter. So we'll just Spellstutter Sprite. And, yep, force of damage to him. That's fine. So he's down to an 11. And we do get the island, so the Latchkey Faerie is still very awkward. Island does not help with the Morsel Theft either, so I think we will just cast the Latchkey Faerie. But if he pops in a Merchant, I think this game's pretty much over. It will gain him 6 life. And he can Duress a Morsel Theft here, so that's also very, very rough because it was our way of trying to punch through. So in hindsight, I guess Chainer's Edict is the right route to go just versus the Witches. There's no way I'm coming back from the Gray Merchant. And that's game. So we'll go on to the next game. Wondering what I can do to what's a card we can put in versus the Witches, because it's gonna give this deck a lot of problem. I mean, there is only 4 in the deck. They do have a lot of disfigures, and I'm assuming other ways like Shrivel to take care of decks like this. But I think this is one of our worst matchups. Is going to be the mono black. Anyway, we'll go on to the next match. This has been Kevin with GatheringMagic.com. Thanks for watching. Thanks for watching Playing on a Budget. If you haven't already, please subscribe to Gathering Magic and check out our Playing on a Budget playlist, which contains every episode. Thanks again and hope to see you soon.